Hi everybody, my name is Sherry. Happy Thanksgiving, happy Black Friday. So I'm actually recording this early, so I will have a video to go up for you on Black Friday because Stampin' Up's having a Black Friday sale. So this is the week before Thanksgiving that I'm doing it. I only know that we're having a sale. So this will go out. I will add it to my email. You'll see it, but then I'll put the my website down below so you can go see exactly what's on sale. They just told us that select items would be up to 40% off. I have no idea what items. I have no idea what other discounts. I also know that there is a Cyber Monday special that will feature paper pumpkin. So I do have details for that. So if you're on my email list, you will have gotten them, and they will also be on my website. But before I get going with the quick and easy Christmas card, I thought at my house, I host Thanksgiving, so Christmas can't officially start until the day after. I know as the years go on, people go earlier and earlier. Some of my best friends and loved ones will already have had their trees up, but I don't have room. And I want Thanksgiving to just be Thanksgiving. I don't want it to be around a Christmas tree because then it might as well be Christmas, right? So for us, it's starting that day. So I thought I would take a minute and I'm going to show you some of my favorite Christmas cards. They're not all the Christmas cards I made, but these are the ones I've made over the last few weeks as we've been leading up to Christmas. So a lot of these, you can go look on my channel and you will see I'll lay this one aside. You'll see the instructions on how to make them. So all of these so far. Then I have a couple that were from my classes in here. Oh, something's fallen off of that one. I think it's supposed to have some of these little things. These are actually some of mine from Card Club that we did. So that one's on there, but the other two are not. I wonder what fell off that card. Now it's going to drive me crazy. That's what happens when I put them in, take them out, put them in, take them out. This was a customer appreciation card. And then, oops, this one is here. That one also is on my website. So is this. I thought I divided them up better. Sorry, guys. There's this fun one. So if you are in the mood to craft this weekend, I do have lots of things on my channel you can go look at. So then let's take a look. First, we'll look at this one because it's a new year. So if you're done with Christmas cards, but you find yourself around the tree this weekend and you want to craft, you could start on your New Year cards. And this uses all Christmas products except I put New Year there instead of Happy Christmas. So, and those are some fun words. And some of this stuff may be on sale. Who knows? Then, as you can see here, I have the next mini catalog. So by the time this posts, you can go back on my channel and find my unboxing. So I'll show you a ton of stuff in here. Then this card, and maybe by now I will have this card up for this catalog. I don't know because we're talking future. But if you go watch this one, excuse me, it will tell you about my Try It classes. And I will have opened Try It registration for those of you in Card Club. The rest of you will open the first week of December. And then you can watch this one too. This was a Try It class version. And Try It is what I do. This will be my 16th time to do Try It. 17th. I've done 16. So it's my 17th time. I do it every time a new catalog comes out. So 3 times a year. This is the first for 2026. So if you go watch the unboxing, or if I do have a video up about it, then you can learn more about it. But if you need a catalog and you do not have a demonstrator and you are in the United States, then let me know. You can message me and I will send you one. I send your first copy free. After that, I do ask that you pay if you haven't ordered from me because I have to pay for them and I also have to pay to ship them to you. So today I'm going to use Traditions of Christmas. So I'm going to use the traditional labels and the Christmas greenery. This was the suite that was featured on the front of the holiday catalog this year. So I did do a class earlier in the year, and these were some of them, I think, from the class. I love this suite with the velvet paper and with the Peaceful Gardens glimmer. So I'm going to use that again. This was a little fun fold. So be watching for the classes that I will offer once the new catalog comes out. I don't offer classes in December because there's enough going on with just my card club and getting ready for my Try It class. But starting in January, I do free classes with purchase So that one was the free one if you purchased the traditional labels. If you're a demonstrator and you already purchased it from yourself, or if you have a demonstrator, I do offer just usually there's a PDF and I don't see my paper. We're doing this card in my in-person stamp camp this week, and I guess I put my paper with theirs. Hang on, let me get my paper. I would have thought I noticed that I didn't have any paper. But we're going to start with Secret C. So I will do a couple of more Christmas projects before the year is out. Then I'm going to focus on online exclusives. I'm going to focus on my December card club, which we are using the Lights of Aurora. And then I'm going to start showing you some previews from the January catalog. So that's what's coming up now after Thanksgiving. So this is Secret C, and then this is just a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of the beautiful paper. If you're done with this year's Christmas cards, maybe you just want to make some crafts or get some for next year because it's really pretty paper. And then we have, so this is a little piece of the paper, and you know at the bottom everything gets chopped off, or at the top. It happens a lot, like if we have animals on the paper, their heads are gone, their legs are gone, and with flowers it happens as well. So the bottom of this, the full one has a bow, and then obviously the bouquet stems go out, but we don't need the bottom for this card, so it's a perfect way. I think there were 5 across the bottom, so we get to use those. This is from the traditional labels and the Peaceful Glimmer paper. This, I don't even need that, I don't know what's laying here, is the red velvet paper. I love the velvet. This actually cuts this out, so you don't have to fussy cut that. Then this is white velvet, and I'm going to stamp it before I put it through here. And then gold foil. So let's stamp the velvet. I did it the other way on my my prototype card, which will soon be a Christmas card. I will fix all those cards back up if they've shown signs of wear, and then my friends and family will get cards that I have created over the time. And then ones that are left over go to my customers. All my customers get a card with their catalog that includes a coupon for a free stamp set that they can redeem at the end of the year. So I'm using Secret C, and I'm not pressing hard because I don't want to get all of that stuff that's, sometimes it gets up in between, it catches on the edges. I don't want that, obviously, on my beautiful velvet, but I'm going to hold it and give the ink time to absorb it into that paper, because it's velvet. But then I'm going to show you another tip to get it nice and bold. And if you don't want to take the time to do this, because if you're still doing Christmas cards and you're just going to order your stuff today, just do this on white paper and skip the velvet. But that's pretty good, huh? It's not as, I love Secret C. I feel like if they ever get rid of Secret C, I will be so sad. And then this is also from the traditional labels. So let me run all these run these things through my die cut machine. Okay, a little tip with stamping on the velvet. It does take a bit longer to dry than normal paper, so you don't want to smear over it, but I just cut that out and it went through the machine fine. But I did it on my second pass because not everything would fit. So another tip, if you are doing this last minute and you want it to go really quickly, then I would just, on the ones that don't have bottoms, if you need them all, use them like I'm going to show you, and it's a great paper saver. But for the rest of them, use the bow, and then you can skip the bow. The velvet bow, you can just line stuff up a little bit different. But I completely designed this, so not only can you do it quickly, but a lot of the patterns of the paper, I think probably almost all of them, except the ones that have this to cut out, which you need anyways, will work for this. So you don't have to worry about how many patterns you have for the background. So now we're just going to layer it. And the beauty of this card is the papers. They're all gorgeous. They're beautiful. They're festive. And they are going to do all the work for us. You can see we're not coloring anything because we have this already done. And it matches the paper. I'm just going to add everything on here with seal. And we're just going to build a bouquet that matches the paper. And like I said, it's beautiful and festive. And then a lot of ribbons that you may have on hand would work. There's the one. I started with the red, and it worked. It was a little too red. There was a lot of red on the card. And then you can also try, here's all the ones I tried. I tried this one, which again is beautiful. but then it made it be a little bit too much green. So then I tried the cord. They're all still laying here. And that looked good, but then I saw this one and it's festive. I think you'd have to have it on hand because the last time I remember looking for it, it was on back order. But it may be back in now. So that happens, right? All the Christmas stuff that everybody's been buying. So we want this to be flat because we are building a bunch of stuff up. So I'm just going to add some adhesive here. We'll do one loop and I'm just going to make sure they lay flat. Grab that in there. Because if you are doing these last minute, you don't have time for glue to dry, right? So section over here, and then a little tail out the bottom. And then while I'm all holding this, because I'm not using glue, I'm just going to grab my dimensionals. I'm not going to press super hard because I want to make sure they're actually going to be where they need to be. Grab my flowers. But we're having both this and the banner, so I think we're good. I'll put one at the top of this. And then one more here, and this will hold it nice and secure. And here's our little guy with her missing bouquet stem. Pop that up there. And then this one actually turned out pretty good. I held it a little bit longer, and I will show you the difference of what I did. It was super easy. I just took my Wink of Stella and dipped it in some Secret Sea, which I didn't clean this off. So I'll just show you one. I'll do the S and the L. Because I feel like if I do some of them, then they're all going to have to be done. But see, this has a little bit of Secret Sea left on it. So it kind of depends on the time that you have. I could sit here and do this forever. It was very easy to do because the tip of our Wink of Stella is nice and thin, so it fits on there. I'm pretty much out of out of ink now, so this is just the Wink of Stella, making the ink a little bolder. There, if I do half of them like that, we'll tell ourselves it looks vintage, right? This is when you have to be careful, especially now because I re-wet that. So you can see both of these labels have slits in them if you want to add ribbon through them. But we're in a hurry because Christmas is barreling down on us, so we're just gonna add our ribbon on with the seal. Not tie a bow, not worry about any of that. We're just gonna stick it on here. Don't want to touch that. And then the last couple of things, here's the bow. I love this bow, but you have to be careful for this little piece that's the tie at the top because you do want it on there. It's better if it doesn't pop out because I would have shown you how I got my adhesive on there because, we're not using glue. So this is going to be the bow to our bouquet now since we cut the other one off. And in fact, the first time I made it, I had a whole one and I ended up cutting the bow off because you don't want two bows. So now I'm just going to lay this on here, maybe. If it stays in the paper, then just put the glue on while it's in there, and then I just lay it over the top, but this will get it. Thankfully, this velvet just needs a little bit of adhesive, and it sticks really well. So if you're a fan of glue, by all means use it. I think you have to wait a little bit for it to dry, and sometimes it gets on either the foil or the velvet and it can kind of mush them up. Just need to make sure that this is on the card. There we go. Isn't that pretty? And we didn't do anything. We just cut some paper out. And then these, I don't know, I didn't look to see if these were back on stock because you can use. Here's the deal. I wasn't going to use them because I knew that they have been out of stock. I haven't used them a lot because of that. But for I should have had that. I do have a fabulous Christmas project that is for my tutorial bundle that I do with demonstrators from around the world. And on it, I have every green, except I had 2 packages of these, every green embellishment that I have, literally. And if it's current and it's green, it was on there. But it's downstairs. It's actually hanging on one of our trees that can look like a Christmas tree. So watch my Instagram. And then you can see it. So that's, I stopped counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do 7. 5. These come in 4 colors and 3 sizes. I'm going to do a little one on here. I lost count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. You want an odd number. Although on this card, there's a lot going on. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty, and lickety split. Nobody's going to know that you really didn't do anything. The only thing you stamped was the sentiment, and the rest of it you let the beautiful papers and the dies do the work for you. So here's where I colored this one in. So you can see it is more bold, but I'm not quite sure that it makes that huge of a difference. So I'd probably go with that unless you don't hold it long enough. This one I held longer because it's velvet, and I know, but it wasn't quite long enough. Hold it a little bit longer, and then you won't have to color it at all unless you want to. So Merry Christmas, everybody. I will catch you back here next week, and I will have all of my stuff for my Try It class ready to show you and registration open. Have a great one. Bye.